Hello and welcome to Last Week in Forza news, so you don't have to, bringing you the news and updates from the past week or so. I am your host, Merginator. Now sit back and enjoy the video. We had 3 roster changes this week. Scoops joined WRT, Rich92F1 joined THR and changed his name to THR Rich, and Kami has joined ESV. Now for the TORA 24-hour race around Spa, Jap Speed Racing took the overall win. The team won with their BMW M6 GTLM by a commanding 20-mile lead after all penalties and everything have been, considered. Congratulations to Jap Speed Racing. That team consisted of JSR Bouquet, Sauber, Zoom, JSR Craviator, and JSR Type R. Second place was LSEM Revolution in the Bentley Continental GT3, and that team consisted of Mellish, LSEM Butler, LSEM Sir Lagalot, and TUS Spectre. Third place was the cleverly named team Mind Draft and the rarely seen Mercedes-Benz SMS AMG GT3, but no wonder why this car was in the top 3. It was driven by Williams Mitch, Jodo Commando, Williams Roadrunner, JSR South, and LMR Harmonic. Now, it's been a slow week. It's been a short week. Forza is nearing its slowdown period. Forza Motorsport 8 is in production, so Turn 10 talks big ideas built and not bought for Forza Motorsport 8, and fullthrottle.co.uk has this huge article on what is to be expected. Turn 10 Studios is taking a new approach of built, not bought, as one of its big ideas for the next installment of Forza Motorsport franchise. As discussed in the latest edition of its Forza Monthly show, broadcasted on Monday the 5th of August, the developer is in the process of setting itself very high-level goals that will define its next game. Interesting. During a community Q&A segment on Forza Monthly, Chris Isaki, or Lounge Toy on Twitter, the creative director of Forza Motorsport series, revealed some of the key areas the team is investigating for its next title. He did note, however, that these are things the developer is considering in terms of both prototypes and investment, which means some of the things discussed may never see the light of day, which makes sense. I mean, a lot of developers do this. This isn't really nothing newsworthy. These panels aren't making commitments, but rather understanding where the team is currently at today. Okay, so they are currently in development, planning, reflecting, and doing things for Forza Motorsport 8, and they're considering doing, the Forza Motorsport 7 had a total of 35 updates, so they're trying to take everything that they learned from this past game and implement it into Forza Motorsport 8. There's still things missing from Forza Motorsport 6 that never showed up in Forza Motorsport 7 that they could put back into 8, as well as Forza Motorsport 2, 3, and 4. And I'm not talking about fantasy tracks, I'm not talking about Toyotas either. There were a huge thing that was brought up was the fact that you'll get every single car straight from the get-go, and they're considering this. That's a huge idea from them, which isn't really necessarily groundbreaking. It's kind of derivative from Project Cars and Assetto Corsa, where you just focus on racing and not car collecting. So we do have that. You have every single car open from day one. You don't buy it. You don't really own it. You just drive, and hopefully there's statistics still behind it. I actually think that's a pretty good idea, but they need to scale back the amount of cars they have for that game. Forza Motorsport 8 does not need to be pushing 800 cars if they're going to have this idea. I would prefer them to have updated race cars and everything, updated different styles of motor types, from stadium trucks to GT racing to touring racing, DTM, all kinds of different motorsports, and have it homogelated perfectly fine within its own class. Have the GT4s racing with GT4s, and make them obviously slower than GT3 cars and GTEs, and so on and so forth. There's different types of touring races and different BOPs and everything, so they need to take all that into consideration, scale back the inventory of cars from 700 plus to, I think, being around 200 would be more manageable. I think Project Cars 2 was around like maybe 170, something like that. Might be even less than that, which is completely fine, because even in Project Cars 2, I don't race every single car. How many cars do you race regularly on Forza Motorsport 7 that isn't, you know, whenever you race on the community spec thing that rotates every race? How often do you race different cars? I mean, to be honest, I've probably consistently raced with maybe 24 cars in this game consistently, and that's still not putting a lot of mileage on them. I mean, I have maybe my handful of cars that I put thousands of miles on, but nothing too groundbreaking or anything. So they need to scale back the number of cars if they're going to do that. But I'll have this linked down below so you can read through the article on your own. Thank you so much for watching this last week in Forza. This week's episode was kind of bare. Again, I'm going to be focusing on updates like this for Forza Motorsport 7, but also hit up ideas and updates and everything for Forza Horizon 4 as well, because it's going to be interesting to see what kind of updates come up. Next week, I will start back with the weekly races, so anything coming from TORA or AOR or DOR, I will be reporting on that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.